Hello and welcome back to Med School. Our today's topic is about spinal tracts. In this topic, we will see descending tracts, what are the different type of descending tracts and what are their functions in our body. So let's begin with our topic. Spinal tracts. As the definition says, it is a collection of nerve fiber that connect two masses of gray matter within the CNS. The tracts can be divided into ascending tracts or descending tract. Today we are going to see descending tracts. Descending tracts can be divided into two types, which is pyramidal and extrapyramidal. Pyramidal means it arises from the cortex, while the extrapyramidal it arises from the other part of the brain. In pyramidal tracts, we mainly have two tracts, which is lateral corticospinal tract and anterior corticospinal tract. In general, corticospinal tract arises from the axon of pyramidal cell, which is present in the cortex. After passing through medulla, you can see in the image 80% of the fiber cross towards the opposite side, and this fiber continue as lateral corticospinal tract, while the fiber which did not cross, that fiber continued to move downward as anterior corticospinal tract. Lateral corticospinal tract enter the lateral column of white matter and communicate with the anterior horn with internuclear neuron, while the anterior corticospinal tract enters the anterior horn. As you can see in the image, the main function of this tract is to control the voluntary movement of opposite half of the body, and the second function is it increase the flexor tone while inhibit the extensor tone. Then we have extrapyramidal tract. In this, the first tract is rubrospinal tract. It arises from the axon of the red nucleus which is present in midbrain. The fibers in the midbrain cross towards the opposite side and there is a formation of ventral tegmental decussation. This fiber then descend downward and enter into the lateral white column. Then this fiber make connection with the anterior horn of the gray matter with the internuclear neuron. The main function of this fiber is to control the flexor muscles. As you can see in the image, the red fiber has crossed towards the opposite side and it has descend downward and has entered into the lateral white column, and then it has entered into the anterior horn. Then second extrapyramidal tract is medial reticulospinal tract. This tract is formed by the fibers of reticular formation which is present in pons. It descends up to the cervical region. The fibers of this tract is uncrossed. It enters into the anterior white column and eventually into the anterior horn. The main function of this tract is to control the voluntary movement and controlling of the muscle tones. As you can see in the image, the red color fibers is medial reticulospinal tract. Then we have third tract, which is lateral reticulospinal tract. It originates from reticular formation in brainstem and it descends up to the thoracic segment. This tract contains both fibers, which is crossed and uncrossed fiber. It enters into the anterior lateral white column and eventually it enters into the anterior horn. Then our next tract is olivospinal tract. It originates from inferior olivary nucleus in medulla and it descends into the spinal cord. It first enters into the anterior lateral column of white matter and then it enters into the anterior horn. Then we have vestibulospinal tract. The fibers of this tract arise from the lateral vestibular nucleus which is lying between the pontomedullary junction. The fibers are uncrossed. The fibers enter into the anterior white column. The insertion of these fibers into the anterior horn is by two pathways. First, it enters laterally into the anterior horn, and this lateral entering of the tract control the extensor muscle tone, while when it enters into the anterior horn medially, it controls the movement of head. Then we have a last descending tract, which is tectospinal tract. It arises from the axon of superior colliculi which is present in midbrain. The fiber cross in the midbrain and form dorsal tegmentum decussation. The fiber pass down and enter into the anterior horn. The main function of this tract is for movement of head and neck in response to visual stimulus. So we have done with our today's video, and that was all about the descending tract. In the next video, we will see the different type of ascending tract and their function. I hope you like this short video. Stay tuned for more video from Med School. and thank you for watching.